Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. And boy, do we got a great show lined up for you guys today, folks. Welcome to the little show about big things. 5 days a week, lunchtime fun, whether you're watching it here during your lunch hour or you get a chance to watch it on all five different social media outlets. We're coming live to you from the Tony Ocean Show Facebook page, the Ferraro Facebook page. We're coming live to you from LinkedIn. We're coming live to you from YouTube. We're coming live to you from the Ocean's Pit Facebook page. And we're coming live to you from X, formerly Twitter. All those outlets, and I hope you guys are ready for a good one. Today is Wednesday, September 18th. It's beautiful outside. Looks like it almost still seems like summer because in the middle of the sun, it still gets the middle of the afternoon. It still gets a little hot and nippy. Try to fish this morning. No luck today, but we'll talk about what we did last night, a couple other things. But hey, my co-host today is my very good friend, Carlo Joseph. Fellow Italian, fellow law enforcement at one time, and we'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff today. Guys, remember, every show is dedicated to the first responders, and mostly it's dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show, and hopefully you share the show and let everybody know about it. Maybe I hope Carlos shared his page to let people know that he was going to be on the show today. Anyway, folks, it's good. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609. It is showtime, so let's start the palace. Oh, yes, that's right. Dino Manzella from Seventh Heaven. Thank you for that intro. It is great. It's Ocean's Pit today. Let's get right to some sponsors. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, supporting local establishments. Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, Mesa, Arizona. Patio sets on sale. Lowest price of the season for all the Ace Hardware stores have licensed and insured handyman available at your call. So make sure you give them a call. Also, folks, don't forget to tell them to grill your ace off. And when you do that, you get 10% off any grill purchase. So do it now, even though the season is coming to an end. Our good friends from Ace Hardware, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Buy local, shop local. And if you're looking at buying and selling a home, let's get right to Mary Grievous. That's right. In the Chicagoland, buying or selling your home in the Chicagoland area, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. She'll be buyers, sellers for sale by owners, expired listings. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. That's M. Grievous at starkre.com. Or give her a call at 630-688-1725 and tell them Tony Ocean sent you guys. And if you're talking about Mary Grievous with real estate, you got to talk with Mary Grievous too for NTD Vacations. And her and Richie from Seventh Heaven are owners of that company. And what they're promoting, you know what they're promoting, the Chicago Music Cruise right here on the bottom, 2025 is March 22nd to March 22nd to March 30th. 8 spring break. It's going to be good. Royal Caribbean, Oasis of the Fort Lauderdale, Carousel, Aruba, and Coco Key, Bahamas. Now, those are the actual 4 ports that we will be in this year compared to the one we did in January. When we went in January, those ports were only 6 hours. Coming in March, you'll be able to spend 8 hours, 2 additional hours in every port. Aruba, 8 hours. Carousel, 8 hours. It's a lot of fun. And listen to the entertainment, folks. Frankie Boom Boom Hollywood Rodriguez from GCI will be spinning on the cruise ship. Wendy Thomas and her tribute to Britney Spears and Marilyn Monroe. The Jersey Girls, all three of them. How about Mark Odette from Yacht Rock? How about Mojo's Jukebox, my rock band? Tony Ocean and the Main Event Band. Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, Ron Starr will be on that ship. And let's not forget Hillbilly Rock Stars, the #1 country band in the city of Chicago. Hee-haw! And let's not forget the ringleaders themselves, our good friend Seventh Heaven. So call Mary at 630-688-1725. Get on that ship, baby, and join the fun 2025. All right, Carlo Joseph is my guest today. Me and Carlo go back many, many, many years. You're watching Ocean's Pick today. Let's get this back up there. And then while we're doing that, let's find out who's watching today. Because I like when we get on that screen and we'll be able to tell who's watching. Now, obviously, not everybody gets a chance to watch it during their lunch hour, but get to watch it later on in the day or anytime. Marion, I hope you and Don are well. Ricky Stokes, Joanne, Nina, Ryan Lewis, Kathy Eppolito from California is in the house. Ronnie B, what's shaking, my brother? Richard Hamlin, Double T, Tony Toto. A lot of good fun people. Kathy, how you doing? So Lilia, Conchita, Casetta, how you doing? Dennis, yeah, you got that, buddy. We'll talk about everything today, and that's what it's about. Carlo Joseph, what's up, my brother?
Yeah, not much. How you doing?
Good, pal. Now, some of the people probably seen you around at my shows, or Carlo and I go back many years. Do you remember the first time we met?
Yes, it was probably in your basement at one of your rehearsals for a band. We had two of my friends were in your band, Joe Silvestri and Eddie Caruso. Guitar player and drummer. And back then, we came down there and it was like a jam session, basically.
Yeah, it was. And the band was Tyranny. It was one of my very first bands that actually played out, that actually played Shootcase in the Whale. And we actually played one of my very first ones. I was 16. I was the youngest one in the band, or maybe Andy Anderson, the bass player. I think he might have been a little younger than me at the time. But Jim Irwin, now who's with TNT, he's the lead singer for TNT, the AC/DC tribute band. So we go back a long time. Carlo, where were you born, my friend?
I was born in the city of Chicago, St. Mary's of Nazareth Hospital. Back then, we lived on Central Park Avenue, just north of Chicago Avenue. Basically, Italian neighborhoods around Chicago and Holman Avenue. That area was inundated with a lot of Italians. The original Dominic's Finer Foods, that they were on that. A lot of the little places started out in that area.
Yeah. Did you come from a big family, Carlo?
I have two sisters, one older, one younger, but there was a lot of extended family. Growing up, I had a ton of cousins. We always did things together. We always went to my grandparents' house on my mom's side. Either Friday night, Saturday night, or both.
Yeah, okay. But let me ask you, I say this to a lot of people who are Italian or they're Greek or they're Irish or whatever, Polish. When does a cousin not be a cousin anymore? I mean, you can't have seventh cousin, the 28th cousin. I mean, it's like 3 or 4. After that, they're not cousins, really, right? I mean, you can't.
Right.
You can't marry your first cousin. I mean, probably in Italy they do. In Italy they do, and a lot of places they do. But right, you can't. I mean, like, that's my cousin, my cousin, my cousin. How many cousins can people have? After a certain time, it's got to be a cutoff, I would think. Right?
Right. Maybe? I mean, I have a ton of first cousins, and then even more probably second and third cousins. So,
all right.
They. To me, when we're growing up, they were cousins. We didn't really differentiate. So you might have been closer to some second or third cousins than you were first. But most of my first cousins, we grew up so close, we were all like brothers and sisters.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you still keep in touch of all those cousins? Do you guys still hang out and talk, or did you guys usually?
As you get older, they have their own families, and they've things have
Yeah,
just,
so they're not cousins technically. So really, they're not cousins because if they are, they'd pick up a phone and say, "Hey, what are you doing? How things?" But it almost seems like after the grandparents pass away, the whole kind of family thing kind of breaks down. Unfortunately,
right. Because my grandfather, he ran the family, and he told each child who was going to have what holiday was going to be theirs, and that
yeah.
we knew that we would have Easter every year, and other relatives would have all the other different holidays, and everybody knew in advance that you knew that you were getting together on that date, and everybody was going to be at your house or you were going to somebody's house.
Yeah, I
We
remember that was
vacationed
always a lot.
together. We did a lot besides the holidays. We vacationed together.
Right,
So
right.
it was really,
So it was
really
a
pretty fun.
typical Italian family growing up, which was cool. We got Mel Lennon Reed from New Jersey watching, folks, and Mel, they'll be moving to Illinois soon. So Mel, good luck with everything that you got going, my dear friend. I hope you. I never met Mel, but she's been a listener, so I hope she does well. Emo from Florida is watching. Michael Sansone from Arizona. It's got to be 190 out there, folks. Hot, hot, hot. How you doing, Emo from Florida? You're watching Ocean Spit Little Show about big things Wednesday, May 18th with my very good friend, Carlo Joseph. Now, Carlo, we'll talk about a lot of stuff today, but I know for a period of time you were in law enforcement, police officer. Do you remember the first age you were when you became a police officer?
I was 27 years old.
Did you
when I be-
always want to get into that? Was your grandfather, was
I
anybody
did.
in your family?
You know, it was. I was kind of like at crunch time when you have to decide your senior year in high school what career path you want to take, and that's the
Okay.
career path that I chose. So I started taking some classes at Triton. I transferred to Western. I got my bachelor's degree in 3.5 years with 2 minors. But it was at a time where the unemployment was very high. Police departments weren't hiring as much, and I really didn't get hired until '87.
All right.
So it was a while after I graduated.
And you've been a police officer. Let's say first, let's say hello to our good buddy Jerry Jams Renda is in the house watching. Guys, real fast, Carlo Joseph is here. Danny Ramonde, main event band, is in the house. Let me tell you what's going on for this week real fast. Tonight, we'll be at Village Pub, returning there for another great show. Great food will be going on at 7 o'clock, me and Jerry Jams. Village Pub, North Riverside tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be at Gigi's Are We Live in Burr Ridge, Illinois. That's a 7 o'clock hit. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Double T, Tony Toto. And Saturday, we're making our debut at the Hard Rock Casino in Gary, Indiana. Tony Ocean, Tony Toto, Danny Raimondi, Jerry Jams, Daryl Armenstad, and the Kia, of course, the Regina Karma will be at the Hard Rock Cafe in Gary, Indiana this Saturday, and that's a 9 o'clock hit. There's Jill from Indiana. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Michelle, what's up, honey? How you doing? Always Winning is watching. Franny, hello. Hope you and Lori are well. So, and on Sunday, the 22nd, will be at Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy for Sinatra Sunday. That's a 3:30 hit. Me and Daryl Armenstad. Mel Lennon Reed, do you play Tennessee? We will be in Nashville, Tennessee, folks, on the in October for the Josie Awards at the Grand Ole Opry. This show has been nominated again for Best Marketing Entertainment Independent Show. We won 2 years ago. And also Ocean's Rat Pack is nominated for Tribute Artist. So at the Grand Ole Opry in October, and then we're spending a couple days there. Then we're going off to Graceland. Hey, baby. We're going to go back to see Elvis's home. I was there twice, once with an ex-girlfriend of mine years ago when I was a kid. And I took my sister there when she graduated high school. I took her because she's a huge Elvis fan. So I will shoot you that day, Mel. I will shoot you that. I'll give you that private message and I'll shoot you that date in October. Carlo Joseph is watching, folks. How about another quick sponsor, folks? That's right. You're looking for some good stuff and sponsors. Well, I always say buy local, shop local. I always think it's important to support local establishments, not only because they support this show, but because they give you great deals and their mom and pop. and that's what it makes about. Jack Vayner Landscaping, they offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring and fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design, service, and installation. And right now there's offering fall gutter cleaning, which everybody can use that at this particular time of the year. They've been servicing the North Shore for 44 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. And Tommy, wherever you're at, I know you're there, baby. Get better. We love you, brother. All right, Carlo Joseph is with us, folks, and an old friend of mine for many, many years. And we were fishing last night. We went to a couple of different spots yesterday. We got up early, about 6:30. We ended up at Famous Freddy's. I want to thank Jim Early, if he's watching, for letting us fish there off the pier where there is no fishing allowed. We were out to fish there, folks. We tried everything. We've seen some fish, but we caught nothing there. Went to another park. That was not a very good place to fish. And then we ended up at the McHenry Dam. Right, it was pretty cool. The dam there, that was a lot of fun. We both caught 2 small fish, and then we ended up later on that evening over at Carlos Subdivision in Elk Grove, where we caught 2 nice bass. So that was nice. Night fishing was very good. I think it was a lot of fun. Carlo, we're going to be living close to Tennessee. All right. Well, that's great. Fishing was good, Ryan. I hope you're doing well. All right, Carlo Joseph. We'll talk about some other stuff, folks. Let's get real fast. People know that we go camping and we love camping. For people who have no idea what camping is about, Carlo, why do you like camping so much?
I think I got a little bit of nomad in me, in that I like to roam. I like to see different areas. I never wanted to get one spot where I go to the same spot all the time. I wanted to see different parts of the U.S., the state, different parts of different states. So to me, moving around, going to different areas, that's experiencing more of the United States. That's
it's really cool, folks. I never did it as a kid. I did it when I got older, and because a lot of my friends didn't think we were rock and rollers. We were like, oh, who's going camping? That was like weird. So I used to do it with my buddy, the late great George Tark, was up in heaven, and we used to do tent camping, and we would go all year round, even in December. I mean, and we had heaters. And then, Carlo's been a camper, so we've been doing that, and we take at least 2 trips a year, and we love doing that. Just there's the feeling of after you get it all set up and you can just walk outside there and get the fire going. It's nice. And then there's fishing. We do a lot of stuff. So nothing beats that feeling of camping. I don't know if you guys ever do it, but it is very cool. And Carlos Camper's got like 4 bedrooms. It can sleep 4. And it's got a fridge, and it's got a microwave, and it's got a stove, and it's got a shower, it's got running water, it's got heat, it's got air conditioning, it's got a television. So even though it looks, I mean, you are still, it's just great. And we barbecue outside right on the fire pit. And, we go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of stuff. And we just have a great time. We're planning another trip in October. But camping is fun for many people to do it. Also, I know you're a big music guy. Do you remember your first concert you ever went to?
My first concert I went to was Foghat at the Aragon Ballroom.
How old were you? Foghat, slow ride.
Probably about 17. Probably around 17.
And what was your favorite concert? Do you remember all the concerts? Which one did you say this was like really, really cool and a lot of fun?
I've had so many. Early on, I saw Chicago at Soldier Field, and they were really good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that at some point I'm not saying I switched over, but I grew a fondness for country music also.
Yeah.
Well, me being a DJ, I had to like a lot of different types of, but had to at least be in tune with a lot of different types of music, because you never know who was going to ask for what.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and you were doing DJ weddings for a long time. There had to be times, and when you were hired as a DJ, Jerry Jams, and a couple other guys that do this also. When you're hired for, you like to play some of your own music when you can, your own favorites. But
right,
there's always that list of songs that you have to play, even though you don't want to. Just take those old records off the shelf. Shut up. And then what I like about you, we are family, chicken dance. It's just Neil Diamond,
yeah,
Sweet Carol, are just garbage songs that you have to play. And there's got to be times when you go, oh, and now weddings, they don't want the chicken dance anymore. They don't want We Are Family. They don't want celebration. It's like, oh, it's the same. And it's a lot different. But you know what? DJs used to be, and they're still out there. They still do weddings. But I'm going to tell you something. Years ago, Oprah Winfrey was the one who put the kibosh on DJs at weddings. I'm going to tell you what she did, because DJs were charging a certain amount of money. And I'm not talking about sometimes when the DJs go in there and they play a couple hours and they make whatever they make. But when you're doing wedding DJs, you have to be there in the morning, afternoon, getting ready for the church, getting ready for the cocktail hour, the percent, and mention everybody's name and when the dances and the garter belt and the flowers and the first dance. So it can get kind of expensive, and you got to admit that these guys are working, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours sometimes. So it's not just like an in and out. So when people were complaining about DJs costing so much money, Oprah Winfrey, which I can't stand the woman, never watched her show, but some of the people used to tell me, all I knew about Oprah was she keeps trying to lose weight and never did. Maybe she did. I knew she used to give a car away or look underneath your seat and you win a car or whatever it was. But what she said was, guys, stop using DJs, stop using live bands. And this is when the Spotify and all that stuff started coming out. Set your your playlist, and just use that. And a lot of people are going that route. They're bringing in their own playlist, and they have maybe their nephew or their cousin or somebody play it, and that's just what they have. And I see a lot of that. But with us, we still doing the weddings, and Carlos works with the Tony Ocean Show too as well. And yeah, so when did
actually,
you?
the only problem with that, well, there's numerous problems, but I think that the DJ is more than just playing music. He's orchestrating a lot of what's going on in the timeline of the wedding and what happens. And he gets together with the photographer and the
Yeah,
wedding planner and the bride and groom, and they set the times and they tell them, okay, it's time for you, and they look at you as being the lead and taking over what's
yeah,
going on. Hey, it's
yeah,
time for pictures, cake cutting,
yeah,
time for the first dance,
yeah,
garter,
yeah.
flower, so it's more than that. And if you just have a couple of speakers with Spotify going, who's orchestrating
Well, then,
the
then then it all depends on the size of the wedding. There's people
yeah,
that maybe their second wedding or their third wedding, they're just rented a hall somewhere, and this is fine, and they don't need all that shit. But the first weddings or the second weddings, those are the ones where everybody, yeah, you're a wedding planner. There you go, Jerry. You're a DJ, but you are a wedding planner, and some weddings have a wedding planner and a DJ. So the wedding planner and the DJ sit and talk, and this is what we need next. Can you do this? Can you cut it out? So there's a
right.
lot of work guys out there, and they do a very good job at what they do. Carlo Joseph is watching, folks. It is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. How about Armando's Supermarkets? Buy local, shop local. Danny Mazzi, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois, and Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. For all your collision auto repair needs, go to crashchampions.com. They'll take care of all your stuff for you. A lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of fun to talk about. Before we get on, and you big Country Thunder, you go every year, this thing called Country Thunder. It's big, it's huge. You've been through a lot. You've been to a lot. Have they changed a lot in the years?
I think they have. They have Country Thunder, and for people that don't know, it's in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, which is right over the border, approximately about 50 minutes from my house. I could probably go back and forth every day if I wanted to,
Yeah.
but it kind of combines some of the things that I like, which is music and camping.
Right.
So you get to meet
But
a
all
lot of
the
good people.
Yeah, but the crowds and the drunkenness and the pot smoking and everything that's going on over there too. I mean, it's got and I heard horrible stories when it rains. Uh, they come out all muddy and right. Is it
Yeah.
crazy though? But it's a lot of fun.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like Woodstock. It's like Woodstock, but
Yeah,
it's more like Country Thunder.
I saw something this past year that I've never seen before, and it was a massive water balloon fight. Guess they have it every year. We kind of stumbled across it. Gabby and I were walking, doing a morning walk, and we walked, found that this large group had to be about 100 people throwing water balloons, and it went on for a good half hour. I've never seen so many water balloons in my life,
Some of
and they
those
were
people,
launching them.
some of those people, the first time water ever touched them. So yeah, so it would be very
Probably for that weekend, yeah, probably for that weekend because in the old days, if you wanted to take a shower there, they had a fire hose on top of a metal bar, and you just stood underneath it with a bathing suit on, and that's how you got a cold
that's
shower. If you wanted to get a hot shower, you had to pay for it.
yeah,
So
and then you have to have soap and shampoo with you. Yeah, so
that's the
Country
nice thing
Thunder
about
is
having your
very
RV. That's the nice thing about having an RV that has a bathroom in it.
yeah, that helps. A couple things here, folks. Again, we mentioned it yesterday. We went Carl Doty's St. Jude's benefit, which is a success last past Sunday at the Civic Center in Melrose. They raised over $51,000. Like it was 50,993 or something like that. Last year they were at 42,000. So almost like a $8,000 difference. So congratulations to Carl Doty and everybody from St. Jude's and all the great acts. Jerry Jams did an incredible job taking care of all the talent. Ronnie B, John Anthony, Deborah, Stephanie Lemon Bergner, the Rat Pack, of course. Let's not forget Regina Karma. So it was a very good show, and the food, it was a lot of fun. Great experience. So congratulations on that, raising all that money. Today, a couple National Peanut Day for all you peanut lovers out there. Today is National Country Music Day for all you. Yeehaw! Now I like old country. I don't really care for the new stuff, but I like the old stuff, which is cool. Also, it's National Voters Day, International Voters Day, folks. So it would be a perfect day to go to the polls and vote, and bring like 20 or 30 of your friends and all go and vote. So National Voters Day today also. A couple other things. I want to say congratulations to Lenny Rago from Panino Pizzas, celebrating 15 years in the business. They have one in Edison Park area displayed. And so great pizza. Lenny Rago also works for the great Seventh Heaven. 15 years they're celebrating a business. And to be in a business that long is good from all the hard work the two brothers do. It's great food. 15 years. Congratulations there, folks. Also, what do we got here? Happy anniversary to, again, we mentioned it before, Lou and Dana. Louis Pipes is in Italy with his lovely lady celebrating their wedding anniversary. Nick and Phyllis Hodges is in Greece celebrating their wedding anniversary. And Ronnie B and Deborah, who are Ronnie B's watching, celebrating 6 years of marriage. Congratulations, Ronnie B and Deborah, everybody. And growing up with the great music bands from Chicago, Styx, Chicago, Cheap Trick from Rockford, REO from Champaign, and this story is Survivor, Philip Franklin Park, Schiller Park, Ides of March, all the great bands. One of the bands from Champaign is calling it quit. REO Speedwagon is calling it quits. They will stop touring in 2025, and it says because of indifferences. One wants to go one way, one wants to go the other. I think Kevin Cronin probably go out and just be Kevin Cronin. I'm thinking the lead singer, but REO Speedwagon will come to an end by 2025. They announced it on Rolling Stone on their page. REO Speedwagon calling it quits in 2025. And, sometimes whatever. Today's National Cheeseburgers Day. That's right, Ryan. I mentioned all the special deals you can get. All the freeloaders will go there and get that, 1 cent pizza and stay in line, for to save 10 cents. Boyd, our neighbor Dominic Mancelli said, when you're getting old, that more dead people than people that are alive. When your circle is getting smaller, live it up. Boyd, you always say some good stuff, brother. Life is short. Enjoy life now. And if you're going to take these adventures, go out and do these adventures. Take these vacations. Do these. Go on your camping trips. Do whatever you do. It's very, very important. Ocean's Pit, little show about 8 things. Carlo, I'm going to tell you something. This is interesting. Very funny. The wackiest room service orders. Are you ready? You've all been to hotels at one particular time. You picked up the phone and you call room service. Here are some of the 11 most wackiest room service orders that people ask for. Okay? Okay. Now, I don't even know what this is. What's cockle popcorn? I have no idea. That came in at number 1. COCKLE popcorn. It might be a brand name that they want. That was number 1. How about number 2? Diet water. Someone asked for diet water, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, diet water. I didn't know they had diet water. How about number 3, melted ice cream? They wanted melted ice cream as their orders. Eggless eggs in hell. I think it's called Shakashuka. SHAKSHUKA. Have no idea. That came in at number 4. Wow. How about egg white omelets? Number 5. Number 6, bison. People want bison to eat. I tried a bison burger once in North Dakota. It was horrible. Number 7, blowfish. Someone actually, this is the weirdest things that these orders come in. Blowfish. Rice bowl for their dogs. Can I get a bowl of rice for my dogs? Because these are hotel-friendly hotels where you can bring your dog. Number 9 is the nearest drug dealer in town. They're calling to see if they can get drugs delivered to their room. Comes in at number 9. Number 10, escorts, call girls, room service. That's Las Vegas, baby. You can pick one up at 24 hours a day, come right to your room. Yeah. Wow. Isn't that crazy or what? Here's number 1. The 11th one is crazy. Can you send someone up to pick up our fish that we bought? We want you guys to cook it. So they didn't even order the fish there. Caught fish or bought their own fish on vacation in their own cooler and ask if they can have their chef cook their own fish. Is that nuts or what? That's crazy. What's the craziest thing you ever ordered at room service? Carlo, anything?
No, I really don't. If I ordered anything, it would have been breakfast. That's about it. I don't think I've ever ordered.
Yeah, me too. Or,
I could get out of bed. I could get out of bed and go downstairs and go to a restaurant. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. A lot of people don't like room service. We do it for convenience, and we do it all the time. And we like it because they come to us. We don't have to dress up to go downstairs. So I like that. Another thing that I don't like is when you get to these hotels sometimes and they give you free continental breakfast. Now, do you see the line of some of these people and they look like they just got up, they came down, looks like their hair is all done, probably didn't wash their hands, and they're dipping into this biscuits and gravies and their sausage and eggs, and their plate goes up to like this. I mean, just stacked up high. Anything free. I don't know, folks. I've been to hotels when I've seen, and some of those people touching that food before you get to it is pretty scary. When they take the muffin, they don't want it, they put it back. And they want the bread, they don't want it, they put it back. I don't know about that. I'm not much into that. But if, I have done it, and I've done it recently, actually. So it's interesting. And they charge extra money for a pot of coffee, $20 for, I did not know that, Marion. I mean, for room service. That's right, if they bring up the room. Yeah. Erica, what's up, my dear friend? I hope you're doing well. Carlo Joseph, my good buddy, is with us here on this crazy hour. We're talking about different stuff. Let's see what some topics that we have here. You know, a lot of crazy stuff. I got this sent. Our son Joey sent me this, and I don't know if you guys ever heard about this. Listen to this. Kids are putting Drano in tinfoil and a little excuse me. Kids are putting Drano tinfoil in a little water in a plastic drink bottle and capping it and leaving it on the lawns, mailboxes, gardens, or driveways, just waiting for you to pick up, intending it to put it to the garbage. But you'll never make it. If the bottle is picked up and the bottle is shaken, even just a little, in about 30 seconds or less, builds up enough gas, which then explodes with enough force to remove your extra. I mean, it can hurt you. The liquid that comes out of the boiling hot and the water is hot. Don't pick up any plastic bottles that may be lying in your yard or your gutter. Pay attention to this. A plastic bottle with a cap, a little Drano, a little water, and a small piece of foil. Disturb it, moving it, and boom. No fingers left. Other serious effects on your face, eyes. Please ensure that everyone that may not have email access also inform share this with everybody you know. I never realized that. Now, there's a lot of people playing these pranks right now. And I do remember once as a kid, I was a troublemaker. We did blow up a car once or two. And I remember how my buddy used to do it. He used to take Drano. He used to take a ping pong ball with a syringe. I don't know where he got the syringe at that age, with Drano, and take the Drano and put it into the ping pong ball. Then you take the ping pong ball and you put it in the old gas tanks. Remember back in the old days with the cars that we had, the gas tank was a lot bigger once you opened it. Put the ping pong ball in. The minute the gas hits the Drano, boom, the whole car blows up. So this is really crazy, and you got to really watch yourself. Yes, Yankees win. All right, 200, Ryan. They're going all the way, buddy. Ryan Lewis. The Yankees keep winning, and so we got to watch that out. You're watching Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Let's talk about. I know you like some sort of sports. I know you follow sports, Carlo. What's your thoughts on the Chicago Cubs, which will not make the playoffs this year? What do you think?
I don't believe they're going to make the. I don't believe they're going to make the playoffs. They lost again last night. They're just too hot and cold. They're inconsistent. The bats are not producing. If they produce, they may score 18 runs one game, and then the next two games they can't even score one run. So,
yeah,
I don't see them going anywhere this year.
Were you happy when they made that big payment and they bought in the manager from the Milwaukee Brewers?
Yeah, I was hopeful. I was hopeful because, everybody attributed him to taking a team like Milwaukee, which really has a low budget, and every year, but for the last 8 years, they were in the playoffs, let's say, and they made the playoffs with a mediocre payroll. So he figured, or I guess Ricketts figured, that this guy could probably turn the Cubs around because they were spending all this money, but I just think that the money that they spent, the guys are not producing.
How is it? Is Milwaukee doing better this year than the Cubs?
They're still in first place. Yeah, they're probably they will make the playoffs. They will win the division. I don't see them letting up.
Richard Hamlin, our buddy Rich, says, even if they do make the playoffs, do you consider this a winning season? Say they get the wild card and they win the wild card. Is it a winning season in your opinion? I mean, Cub fans will take any win, but I'm
not
just
really.
saying.
I mean, last year, I think they miss it last year. I know one year they went to the wild card and lost the wild card, and so they didn't go any further. The way that I see sports, whether it's any sport, is some teams peak at the beginning, some teams peak in the middle, and some teams peak at the end. And the ones that peak at the end go further into the playoffs or win the whole thing. It's very rare that the team with the best record ever goes that far to where they win the championship, the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup.
Or any of that.
for years, the teams with the best records were the first ones out of the playoffs in hockey.
And yeah, so obviously we're talking about the North Side Chicago Cubs. What's your thought on the South Side Chicago White Sox?
No, they're in need of some help. I don't know. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's personnel. I like to follow all Chicago sports per se. So have I been to more Cubs games than Sox games? Probably, but I don't hate the Sox.
Right.
There's some people that are Sox fans that just can't stand the Cubs. So,
and vice versa.
I'm a Chicago fan.
Yeah, you just like Chicago sports. Carlo, what is your take on the, when someone starts hyping somebody before the season starts as the next Patrick Mahomes or as the next Michael Jordan of sports, Caleb Williams with the Chicago Bears sacked 7 times, or whatever, 9 times, whatever it was on Sunday. It's a typical Chicago Bear thing. We talk about this at least once or twice a week on the show. It's the same old shit, same old Bears. The defense wasn't even that great. What do you think on this Caleb Williams? Will he get better as the season goes on, or is it too late?
Can he get any worse?
Oh well, yeah.
He's got to develop. I mean, he came from a college playing atmosphere. Now you're in the big leagues. This is the big game now, and I don't care if you had Patrick Mahomes back there. If you can't protect him, he can't operate. He cannot run the offense. You got to give somebody time. He can't be running and scrambling and fighting for his life every down. It's just not a good mix. So if they're going to have to shore up, I thought they were going to be more disciplined as far as getting to the line. It's funny because I saw that in the preseason. They were getting to the line in unison. They were snapping the ball on time. There weren't all these false starts. Some people not on the line at the right time, or somebody's not in the right position. That stuff's all got to change. They got to be more disciplined, and I'm sure they're only going to give them a couple more. The higher ups, they've got a lot of money invested in all this, and they're gonna have a sit down at some point. This stuff's got to.
Yeah, they got to do something. I agree with you, Richard Hamlin. Let's comment back on baseball. Only 8 teams with the best records in all of baseball should be in the playoffs, not the best of each division. Good point. I like that. And there you go. Always winning. Wait till next year. That's your typical Bears response. And then what's a really kick in the ass, Justin Fields with Pittsburgh Steelers is 2-0. So it just goes to show that everybody, and people, I'm not a Bears fan, never cared for them. And I liked Ditka, good friend at one time. Of course, the great Walter Payton. And of course, they were a great team in '85. Of course, Susan Jambroni, the closer. What's up, my dear? But when they leave Chicago and they go somewhere else, now look, Pittsburgh's got an offensive line. They won 2-0. What is the feeling right now with Bears fans when Justin Fields is 2-0?
I don't know. You got to figure Justin Fields is in his 4th year, so he's got a little bit more experience. He's a little bit beefier of a guy. I think he could take hits and he's a better scrambler than Caleb Williams is. So he's good that if he has to ditch to play, he may make the first down by running. And I only saw that a few times with Caleb Williams. He's going to have trouble getting out of the pocket. But I don't know. It's just a second game. Let's see. I'm going to Indy this weekend. Hopefully they'll come up with a win down there. So we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see, folks. You're talking with my good buddy Carlo Joseph. Guys, another sponsor. How about our good friends from Deutz Power Center, servicing the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. Call my buddy Sal at Deutz Power Center, 224-276-6550. If you're looking for a lawyer and you want it done right, talk to my good buddy Roy McCampbell. He is a statewide law practice that is client focused and results driven. Give him a call at 708-275-4264. And let's not forget Laura Ocean Solutions, my wife's credit card company, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again if you shop with Laura Ocean Solutions. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Carlo Joseph, my friend for many, many years, is on the show today. We're having fun talking about certain topics and certain stuff. And that's what life is all about, just having fun and talking stuff, which I love to do with. And that's why we have this podcast. We were talking about, and I mentioned it, about people work from home. Is it really working? I don't know, sitting around a computer in your pajamas all day, and you can go take a break and do the laundry, make yourself a sandwich anytime you want, talk on the phone. I don't know. But CBS Pittsburgh, KDK9, Sunday business page, shows a Zoom thing on CBS News. Bossware is the latest tech to track employees working from home. Is there a way when you're working from home that proves that people are actually working 8 hours a day instead of possibly maybe with all the other stuff they're doing and maybe only go to 6 hours a day? There are companies out there. Carlo, did you ever have a job like that when you worked from home, or did you always work on the field?
I very rarely worked from home. Most of the jobs that I've had have been you had to show up to work, and that's the way it was. Now, the company that I worked for recently, they had a lot of people that were working from home that just did not want to come back to work, and you could see why. You know, they they would be taking the kids to school, getting food ready. I don't know what they would do. I can't say exactly, but I'm pretty sure they're working for 8 hours.
Yeah, well, and that's true. But then you got to tell. I see my wife; she busts her ass at home. Good, Michelle. She busted her ass trying to do that job. And there are jobs out there, folks, where they actually watch. They watch how long or how many times you're on the computer, or to make sure that your hands are on the keys. So I don't know. It all changed after 2020. I think some people. And my wife was working from home before the pandemic. She worked from home before, so some jobs have always been like that.
And if you have a home office like Laura does, and you're disciplined, and you have to get work done, and there's things that you have to do. I mean, you're gonna get it done. And just like when I worked, and I had to go into the office, there were times when I'd get on the computer before I got to work, and even after, late in the night, I'd be sending emails. So that's considered work. If you're still doing job functions and you're sending off emails, or you're working on a PowerPoint presentation, you're still doing work, even if it's at home.
Correct.
So
you just don't have the boss looking over your shoulder. You don't have the boss walking up and down the aisles to see if you're on the computer, on the phone, or whatever you're supposed to be doing. So this is a new company called Bossware, and I guess they're going to start putting this company to a lot of jobs to see how many people are actually really working or how many people are not working as much. Richard, as long as you are getting the task assigned, you're done. It shouldn't matter where you work from. Good point. Good point. And there are jobs like that. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. This is interesting. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Itemons. Can you help me with this? Is IDIOMS. Itemons? Okay. Do you know what that spells? Anybody? IDIOMS.
Itemons.
No, there's no U. IDIOMS. Anyway, here's what it is. If you here's a term that you'll say, which actually means something scientifically. Okay, so put it this way. Okay, when you say I'm in hot water, it means I'm in trouble. If number 2 is out of the blue, means unexpectedly. Number 3, shoot for the moon. When someone says shoot for the moon, that means to aim high. Daniela, how you doing, hon? Yeah, so there you go. D, whatever, however, I denums. There you go. Thank you for that. Number 4, bite the bullet, difficult situation. Number 5, spill the beans, be a rat, reveal the secret. Number 6, when they say all ears, that means eager to listen and learn. When someone says cut to the chase, stop with the yapping and get to the point. Number 8, under the weather, obviously not feeling well. Number 9, on the same page, or furthermore, which I can't stand when people go that, to be agreement. All thumbs, awkward with your hand. You know, your hand, you slipped up. I'm all thumbs. I love these. Throw in the towel, which actually means to give up or quit. It's raining cats and dogs, means it's raining heavy. See eye to eye, to agree on something. I missed the boat. And that didn't mean you missed the boat because you can't come home. To miss an opportunity. Number 15, cold turkey, to quit something. Very cool. To quit like that. Quit smoking like that after one day that you started. Pretty cool. Buy the book. Buy the book. Following the rules exactly. I want to go the extra mile to put in that extra effort. Number 18, back to square one, which means to start all over again. And last but not least, I'm head over heels over this woman or man, whatever you play with, being completely in love. So that's what an Einemann's, whatever that is. Okay, see, I never knew what that was, but now we know. Here on Ocean Spit, you learned something new. I thought Mr. Boat meant you're still in Italy. Oh, that's a good one. Thank you there, Richard. Last way to talk, right? Charles Barkley. You got to love this guy. I loved him as a player with the Phoenix Sun. I love it when he talks. He's unfiltered. No shit. You got to love him. Here's what he just did. Charles Barkley made a selfless decision to turn down $100 million to make sure that TNT employees could keep their jobs during the changes in the NBA media rights. After TNT lost his NBA rights, Barkley received a big offers from other networks, but instead of leaving, he chose to stay with Turner Sportcast to protect his colleagues' jobs. He took less money so everybody can still keep their jobs. That's one classy guy, Charles Barkley. I love it when people do that, when celebrities do that. It shows that you are a team player. You know, it's a team player. Like even when I do like benefits or I'll do something, I'll do the benefit, but you have to pay my guys. I'm not expecting them to do it for free. They got to make something. I will donate my time, but my guys have to get paid. Your team has to get paid. And there's another one till the cows come home. There you go, Emo. Right. Everybody is shocked when you start being real serious about your boundaries. Like, yeah, surprise, good people get tired too. I love these quotes. Thank you, James Floyd from Hinsdale, sending that in. We got a couple minutes left. We got 5-6 minutes, folks. What about Michael Jordan being named the greatest athlete of all time? Now, there's been a lot of great sports figures out there. Carlo, do you believe that Michael Jordan is the best athlete of all time?
Wow. That's a toss-up between him and probably Brady, right?
I don't know. I didn't even look. I should have looked at the top 5. Who's got more championships? Michael or Tom Brady? They might. I don't know.
I think Brady does. I think Jordan only has 6. Okay. I would say probably Brady does.
Yeah, and then Brady got through, and then he got caught cheating, and so that's what. Yeah, so I don't know if he's even got those championships. Even Michael Jordan, great player as he was, he had to leave basketball because of the whole gambling thing. So there's some out there. I don't know. You got to put Babe Ruth out.
What determines what's a good athlete? I mean, because they were like Brady was a quarterback. Jordan probably. He also was depending on his team for him to be as great as he was. So I mean, it's not. I don't know if any when you're playing a team sport, it's depending on a lot of other people around you as to whether you're going to
Absolutely.
be good or not. If you're in with another team that's not as good, you may not shine as much.
Michael Jordan would have not have won if it wasn't for all those other guys. If it wasn't for Pippen, if it wasn't for
Same thing with Peyton may not have gotten all those yards if he didn't have guys blocking for him.
No, exactly. I mean, think about it. I don't know how many championships Michael Jordan would have had, and if it wasn't for the great Dennis Rodman, which everybody used to hate him and boo him. But boy, the minute he became a Chicago Bull, everybody loved him.
Scottie Pippen, and I think it was a whole team effort. But yeah, he just sold his house. His house went under contract finally after I don't know how many years.
Yeah, right. Always Winning says 6-0 championships, only one with no losses. So there you go. Thank you for that one. Makes a lot of sense. Albert, maybe to cut the tax paying, the more you make, the more they take. Good one there, my buddy Albert, from the great quote there, Albert, from the Ronald Nesta organization. If you guys are in Italy and you're looking for a job, you're ready to move out of this country, because a lot of people are supposedly going to move out of this country if former President Donald Trump wins again. If that's the case and you want to move to Italy, folks, you want to go to Venice, if you can swim and have finished school up to the age of 16, you can become a gondolero in Venice. The city now, new gondoleros, because many are retiring. More tourists are visiting the gondoleros to earn up $150,000 a year by giving boat rides and sharing the city's history. There you go, folks. To qualify, you must pass a skills test, complete training program that costs $100, $800 you have to pay to take this training. Pass a medical exam. The job can make not too bad. The job can be demanding, but pays well, with gondolas charging $90 for a 30-minute ride for up to 5 passengers. That comes out to about $150,000 a year to live in Venice. There you go, folks. That time, if you might have to leave in November. So here are some chances to go out in another country and enjoy. Speaking about God, much I talk about, I'm not a Bible punch or anything like that, but I do believe in good things. Armenia is set to welcome the world's tallest statue of Jesus Christ. Armenia is on track to be home of the world's tallest statue of Jesus Christ. The statue itself would be 33 meters tall with a pedestal of 77 meters. Very, very cool. I like that. Let's hope they don't try to tear that one down. How about this, guys? Real fast as we're coming down, 3 minutes. Samsung's first rollable phone will be shown in 2025. I can't show you a picture of this, but you got to Google this, folks. It's a phone like this, but it rolls up like tinfoil. It rolls up like plastic. Samsung is preparing to unveil the first rollable phone in 2025, a more believed to be sparked by recent trifold device release. Sources say the D-Elect suggests that Korean tech giant is changing the focus of the new form factor, possibly shown alongside to instead of Virtual Galaxy Z Fold 7. The device is expected to feature a large 12.4-inch display when fully extended, with rumors hinting at the under-display selfie camera for a sleek design. So it's going to almost be like, here's your phone, obviously, and it's going to be, you can be able to fold it. That's going to be really interesting to see that. So you might want to Google that if you're interested in that. The first rollable phone by Samsung. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting stuff. We're down to 2 minutes, folks. Carlos almost got to go. But before that, let's get to another sponsor. How about our good friends, some Airtight Windows? If you're looking for windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty, quality, dependability, do it right with Airtight. Serving Chicagoland area for 35 years. Do it right with Airtight. Call my buddy Louis Pipes at 708-788-5000. Tell him Tony O sent you. Tomorrow is Thursday, folks, and Laura Ocean will be my guest. And Friday, folks, we got 2 winners. Friday's guests are going to be great, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this guest? If you're looking for the judicial system and a lot of good things that are be happening, so we got some history here, folks. So let me tell you who our guest is Friday. Pamela Curtin Smith Pamela Curran Smith, ladies and gentlemen, she's a candidate to Cook County Judge at the 12th Judicial Subtract. So Curran Smith will be my guest on Friday, along with former judge, former lawyer, Sam Aramonte. We all know Judge Sam, folks. One of his most popular things when he was the lawyer for John Wayne Gacy. Judge Sam and Pamela, they're going to be our guests on Friday, so make sure you tune in. And tomorrow, folks, we're going to give you a chance to win 2 free tickets to St. Jude's, Rockin' St. Jude's on the 24th of November at the Arcada Theater. Nick Hodges and Phyllis Sting put this together. We do it every year. Heart to Heartbreaker with Diva Montel, tribute to Hart and Pat Benatar. Ocean's Rat Pack, you know us guys already. Nick Hodges and the Piano Man, of course, are doing Billy Joel and Elton John, and American English doing Beatle tribute. It's going to be Sunday, November 24th at the Arcada Theater. Tomorrow, tune in. We'll give you 2 free tickets. You guys, we already gave 2 away last week. 2 free tickets. That is tomorrow. So I hope you guys tune in to try to get those free tickets. Very, very cool. Also, big gigs coming up. Also, September 30th, we'll be at the Tap House Grill in Lamont for Ruby Whiskers Dog Foundation. You know how much I always push Almost Home, but this is my buddy Danny Nozak, and it's going to be great. $10 cover, and you get money goes to the dogs. And Daryl Armenstadt, Tony Ocean, myself will be the MC. Louis Pipes, Frankie Seta, Felix Greco, my good friend Ronnie B. Elvis, Kim Peterson LaFew. All the entertainment. They're going to have even dogs for you guys to adopt. That's Monday, September 30th. On the 24th, we talked about St. Jude's. On the October 13th, we'll be at the Royal Oak Theater in Joliet with Ocean's Rat Pack. Ocean Rat Pack will also go to Forget About It Vineyard and Winery in Galena, Illinois on October 5th. Very, very cool. And let's not forget the Columbus Day Float. I have my own float like I do every year. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's October 14th for Columbus Day. And don't forget the Columbus Day Bocce Tournament, which we do every year. Hardcore Italian is going to be at the Casa Italiana on September 28th. They're still looking for teams. If you have a bunch of guys or girls that want to play bocce, you have a team, $200 for the foursome, and you get food and cocktails, and you get your own team shirt with your name on it, $200. Private message me, and I will let Michael from Hardcore Italians call you back on that. Guys, tonight we'll be at Village Tavern in in North Riverside. Village Pub in North Riverside. Let's not get too confused. 7 o'clock tonight, Corey Jams. Tomorrow, Are We Live? Gigi's Are We Live in Burr Ridge, 7 o'clock. Friday, Chicago Pride Steakhouse with Double T. Saturday, the Hard Rock Casino in Gary, Indiana. We'll be playing actually in the Hard Rock Cafe, 9 o'clock showtime. And Sunday, Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy for Sinatra Sunday, 3:30 in the afternoon with Daryl Armenstadt. It's Wednesday, September 18th. It's birthdays. Alan Alda, 88 years old. Remember him from MASH. Great actress Jennifer Tilly from the 70s and the 80s. Lauren Bacall, the great Lauren Bacall, would have been 100 years old. Of course, she was Humphrey Bogart's wife, Lauren Bacall. Kenny Jones, former drummer of Swamp Faces and Faces and The Who, celebrates 76 years old. Great guitar player from Chicago, Bob Pucci. Elwood Park Boys celebrating. Richard Chamberlain from the Thornbirds, 90 years old. Adele. I don't even know what Adele sings. I know what she looks like. I don't know what she sings. 36 years old. I know what she used to look like. I know she lost a lot of weight, but Adele, 36 years old. Elizabeth Shue turned 60 years old. Felicia Rashad from The Cosby Show turned 74. I wonder what she knew about Bill Cosby when that show was going on. Mel Torme, the Velvet Frog, celebrating a birthday. Molly Ringwald, 54 from the Brat Pack. Mark Anthony, our Hispanic singer, of course. David Copperfield, Mr. Magic himself. B.B. King, Mr. Blues himself. Cassandra Peterson. Anybody know who that is? Elvira turned 73 years old. And last but not least, one more thing. Peter Falk, the great Columbo, celebrate a birthday today as well, folks. It has come to the end of the hour. I want to thank my good friend Carlo Joseph. Thank you, Carlo, for your time, brother. And
Thank you.
I love fishing, going camping. It'll be a lot of fun. If you want to come to Village tonight, come with me. I'll pick you up. Anyway, guys, last but not least, let's do the last sponsor again. Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments. Norridge, Plains, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is the place helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, remember a couple things. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. Be kind to everybody, folks. It's a tough world out there. We really need to. And remember, vote. Go to the polls and vote. And bring 10 or 15 people with you and vote. You got to vote, no matter what side you vote for. You know what side I want you to vote for, but that's up to you. You have to vote. That's the most important thing that's going to be happening in November, to vote. And the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Peace and love, everybody. Have an incredible day. Nick Sahajas, take us out, everybody. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, Carlos.